A Bigfoot episode. I'm having a great time.
That's the one that I wish was real. The barrier between dimensions is slippery, and you can see things that you would ordinarily never see.
They have the legends of the red-haired giants that were chased west.
I'm glad we're getting to that. Why would they want to hide some ancient civilization discovery, particularly in the early 1900s?
Right here is absolutely amazing. Joe Rogan talks about Bigfoot and how he wishes that it could be real, and he points out something fascinating, and he says that what if Bigfoot is part of a different alternative dimension? And that really makes me think about a lot of the unseen realm and the unseen world. So guys, let's dig deep. Here we go.
Me and the dog watching TV.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's asleep. That's my favorite.
A Bigfoot episode. I'm having a great time.
That's the one that I wish was real, but I'm 99% sure it's
same.
But I also wonder, I wonder if under certain conditions it's real. Like, this is my thought. It's going to sound squirrely. I think under heightened states of anxiety and fear, when you're alone in the woods, maybe it's possible that the barrier between dimensions is slippery, and you can see things that you would ordinarily never see. Like, it might not even be as simple as this is a biological creature that lives here on Earth with us, but no one's ever found a body. It might be weirder than that. It might be these are some sort of hominid from somewhere else that can appear. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Our great site, JoeRogan.com, was built using Squarespace. Business a breeze.
Say exactly that. That it's this creature that lives between worlds. And
Really?
Same with giants as well.
Appointment scheduling for consultations or even email marketing tools to pull off events. Squarespace has all that, plus invoicing and online payment tools that make conducting your business a breeze. Try it free at squarespace.com and use squarespace.com/Rogan to save 10% on your first purchase.
Native.
Because here's the thing, guys. We do not fight against flesh and blood, but against the principalities and the rulers in the unseen world. So what if this could be something that he's catching on to? That's why we talk about aliens as not being aliens from a different universe, but from a different dimension, as in demons. Something from the unseen world that is crossing in between. Because we believe that. That's in the Bible. So let's continue.
American legends say exactly that. That it's this creature that lives between worlds. And
Really?
Same with giants as well. They have the legends of the red-haired giants that were chased west.
I'm glad we're getting to that.
Getting giants.
Yeah, because the Giants thing is weird. When you go into the story, and I watched your episode on Giants. I loved it.
Maybe it was the Malta
Smithsonian.
Oh, that was G.E. Kincaid and the Smithsonian cover-up.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon. That's a good story.
Well, the whole Grand Canyon thing is bananas. Like, there's areas of the Grand Canyon you cannot explore.
You cannot go.
That's wild.
You cannot fly over.
Right.
And you can't fly under the rim. Yet when you go to those bad places, suddenly a white plane flies over under the rim, black helicopters show up. I showed it in my episode. I show the black helicopters showing up. Like, they do show.
Yeah. Like, they are protecting something.
Something.
It's not as simple as this is a dangerous area, because you can go to any dangerous area.
You go just to the normal tourist area. It's like, be careful. People fall. 2 people a year fall.
Yeah,
Right.
someone fell recently.
They did?
Yeah, an influencer.
It's dangerous.
Of course.
I went there and it's pretty crazy. But I want to look up black helicopters.
We're here in Grand Canyon National Park in front of the largest forbidden zone in the park.
Whoa.
1,332 acres, the site of the 1956 crash between a TWA and United Airlines plane that killed all 128 people aboard. And it's laid out in plain sight from the Desert View viewpoint.
Wow. So let's see if black helicopters show up.
Prohibited from flying below the rim of Grand Canyon, but NPS helicopters and authorized contractors fly below the rim regularly. In fact, with repairs to the Trans-Canyon pipeline, below the rim helicopter flights are so frequent they've become annoying. However, viewers tell me the Y Files has videos of the black helicopters. So I watched. First, the narrator is sitting in a studio and seems to have no knowledge of the Grand Canyon. He produces a blurry image of a white plane flying in a muddy canyon. Not what's behind me today. Then he offers an image of a helicopter in the sky. Again, no link to the Grand Canyon. If they worked a little bit harder, they could find plenty of images of helicopters in the Grand Canyon that they could misrepresent. Like maybe this one that's carrying supplies for the new water line is actually carrying away artifacts to hide in the vault of the Smithsonian. There's also an image online that allegedly shows Black Hawk helicopters landing at Grand Canyon Airport. Maybe the legend is morphing to refer to Black Hawks. First, the Grand Canyon Airport is not in Grand Canyon, it's in Tucson outside of the park. Second, the control tower in the video is square, while the control tower at Grand Canyon Airport is round. That video is not from Grand Canyon Airport. Perhaps somebody who's never visited the Grand Canyon imagines the Forbidden Zone is tucked away inaccessible in the deep canyon. But as you can see today, it's wide open and in plain sight. 1 million people visit this viewpoint every year, and almost all of them have a cell phone or a camera, yet not one genuine photo or video of the black helicopters exists. Doesn't that strike you as odd?
That's crazy. So maybe this guy's debunking it. That's wild.
But the Grand Canyon, there's been these crazy stories of people finding these like these caverns with like Egyptian artwork and hieroglyphics and these stories of artifacts that have been removed from there.
So the story is, it shows up, I believe, in like the Phoenix Gazette. It's 1903 or so. And the explorer is G.E. Kincaid, and he's going down, he's looking for gold deposits or whatever. This is just before Teddy Roosevelt made the Grand Canyon a preserve. He was a naturalist. So he finds these steps that are clearly man-made. He follows the steps up, and there's a cave, and he goes in there, and he describes hieroglyphics that look Egyptian but are not quite. He finds a statue that he describes as like Buddha-like, not Egyptian, not human, but sort of like Buddha, and all these weapons, shields, gold, all sorts of stuff. He keeps going. He finds a deserted city in the caves, and all these tunnels and caverns go everywhere, and he's trying to map everything. He comes out, and he goes back to town, and he gathers together a group that we're going to go find the stuff again. And people are excited about it. And a couple of weeks go by, and everyone's gathered to go on the expedition. He never shows. The expedition goes nowhere, and that's really the last we've heard of it.
Really? And is there any photographs or anything? No.
There never is of this stuff.
Right.
That's crazy. That's wild. But I find it interesting, though, that Joe Rogan talks about how the Bigfoot could be something from another dimension that they're able to see in this spiritual realm.
Descriptions?
Just a great story.
Well, the great part of the story is the fact that you actually can't go there. And the idea that there's an area where the military is protecting people from being foolish, that doesn't make any sense.
Nobody asks why.
Right.
Like, nobody asks why. It really bothers me about that story and all of these, whether it's disclosure or whatever. I don't hear anyone asking why. Well, they won't let us. Well, who's they? Right. Someone's in charge of stuff that's not the president,
right, or
Congress. So who is it? So,
is it possible there's some sort of a government installation down there somewhere?
It's all going to be woo-woo conspiracy stuff, or it's real. Or G.E. Kincaid found something and someone got to him.
But if G.E. Kincaid found something, why would they want to hide some ancient civilization discovery, particularly in the early 1900s?
Yeah, that's what is so weird. Why do people feel like they need to hide things? That's why it seems like it doesn't seem very reliable if they're like that. But then again, this all could be something to do with spiritual warfare, but I don't know.
Like, why? For what reason?
I don't know why Graham Hancock is marginalized now.
Right, but that wouldn't you think that there's like less of a grip on that stuff in the 1900s, the
yes.
early 1900s?
I would think so.
Yeah.
So my guess would be treasure and money. That would be my guess. Is it shows up in the paper, the government goes down there like, there's a lot of stuff down here. Let's grab it. Send it to the Smithsonian, who keeps 99% of the stuff under wraps. They have, 1 billion items that nobody can see. And then that's the end of it.
Yeah, but what the? Which I would love to know the official reason. See if you can Google. Is there an official reason why you're not allowed to go to certain areas of the Grand Canyon?
They use a VPN there, brother.
The story, I was looking at an article about the original article, and it says that the two guys mentioned might not have even existed.
Right.
There's no evidence of them.
G.E. Kincaid?
And
Right.
another
That's crazy. Maybe the CIA wiped them off the map. I don't know. Fascinating stuff. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Are they hiding something in the Grand Canyon? Or is this all just a hoax? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Love and appreciate you all. But above all else, remember, Jesus loves you and he died on the cross for your sins. That's something that I believe 100% that it is not a hoax. It is real. So go to Jesus today. Know that he loves you.